Indeed.
It's like we're trying to make a movie here. Hello. Oh.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
The story of River was developed during a 2-month workshop with director Mark Wihak and 2 first-time actors, Batten-Young and Adam Budd.
It's Wednesday, June 14th, and tomorrow we begin in earnest the work on River. May and Adam, who are playing the characters Roz and Stan, are going to come in. And we're going to start working on improv, through improv towards finding out exactly what the story of River is.
You know, sometimes I hate my mom.
River started out as 400-word descriptions of the characters Roz and Stan. In the auditions, actors were asked to prepare monologues based on the character descriptions.
I'll tell you why, though. It was a couple years ago, and my dad died. He was the only one that I could talk to. And now he's gone.
You know, when I was little, he used to take me down by the river and, like, show me all the, like, microcosms, and we catch crayfish and...
I grew up in the East End, and I was a rancher's kid for a little while.
You know, it was just kind of, you know, he just really expected me. I mean, that's the way he raised me, was to take over the ranch. And then, you know, I'm like this sickly kid when I'm growing up, and so my mom has to take me into town. And
I do find this a little bit awkward, but I'll just...
I think May and Adam both have very interesting qualities, and I think if we can find a way to bring those qualities into their characters and to allow the camera to witness these things, then I think we can have something that's original and interesting and organic. The goals I have for River at this point are to tell the story of 2 young people who meet and help each other believe in themselves in a way that they never could on their own. Like, it doesn't have to be a big scene that you're developing. It's just, it is that initial encounter. I've spent a couple days with May and Adam individually talking about their characters, and I think we have a pretty good sense starting out of where these characters are.
What are you reading? I'm so sorry.
She's unsatisfied with certain parts in her life. Her home's like a sanctuary. It's not much at all, but she has enough space to do what she wants to do, like paint and listen to music. I think that's where she finds a lot of her emotional connection, is through music. But she hasn't made any connections to anybody in this city that she lives in.
I mean, since he comes from such a small place, East End, it's almost as if, you know, that life doesn't exist for him anymore now that he's in Regina. He's in this state of creation. He's figured out that he doesn't have to be that person that he was in East End, and now he can recreate himself because of the anonymity that the city gives him.
I have some good ideas about where this film starts. I know what's going to happen to them somewhere along the way. I don't know how it's going to end.
I know usually I sit over there at that table in the coffee shop. Hi.
Hello.
Sort of interrupt. I'm just over there writing, and I thought, you know, I see her all the time.
So I have this 3-minute conversation idea. I know we're strangers, but I thought...
Me and Adam and Roz and Stan are starting to kind of, you know, form interesting relationships. Like, you know, I think they find each other interesting.
It's a character building.
You feel safe here? It's been great. I mean, I don't feel like every day I show up and I'm like 100% on, but there have been days where I felt like, you know, this could be something really good, but there's also been days where I felt like, oh, this is just not working. I feel like I'm not connecting with my character. I don't feel like I'm connecting with Roz. I don't even know, you know, what I'm doing, but other times I feel like, yeah, this is working perfect. This is exactly what acting is about.
There would have been like, you know, like on train bridges, how they sometimes have those like out jets you can like stand in.
Being a part of the creative process has been like fantastic, you know, because as much as we make up stories, you know, for our characters, we take stories from our own lives, which, you know, really makes it a more personal film, I think, and it gives us a stronger connection to our characters.
I think we made a real breakthrough when we did The Day in the Country. And there was a really great scene in the car. Roz, Maya's character, kind of revealed things to Stan that Adam's character that he hadn't heard before. And, you know, I thought Maya was fantastic in that scene, and Adam kind of really stuck with it. And I think it showed the potential of this approach that whenever I've had the camera on these guys, or most of the time when I've had the camera on these guys, I really have not had the impression that I'm seeing a performance or that I'm observing acting. It really does feel like we're listening in on a real conversation between two people.
Does it feel good to talk about it? Do you... No, not really. I mean, like, just to, like, put it out there.
I'm glad that I told you. I'm glad that you know. Because you might be able to... Oh, like a baby grasshopper. I'm glad. As I hate going back to St. Louis, you know, because it just brings back all the memories of him, and he's not there, you know.
I'm really happy with Adam and Maya the last couple months. I think we've made some real progress, and they really, I think, understand their characters pretty thoroughly now, and they're able to kind of speak from their point of view. You know, at a moment's notice, they can kind of fall into a scene.
For running out, for like being an asshole. I was being a juvenile. Like, I came back to try to like deal with this shit, and now like all my stuff is piled up here, and now I have to like deal with this stuff. Sorry.
I'm sitting in the main location, which we've spent most of the past week kind of getting ready. My sister Marion was in town working on another film, and she came by for a day and gave us some advice, and Adam and Maya and Vanda and I and Marion got working on painting and scraping paint off a window and bringing in some furniture and some dressing. I suggest that these two people have been living here for a while. But, you know, we've got the wallpaper up behind of this tropical scene, which I think will work as a nice contrast to all the kind of urbanscapes that these characters start out in, and then the prairie landscape they go out into near the end of the film.
Okay, so I'm quite nervous, but it's a good nervous. It's like, you know, we've worked pretty hard up to this point, and it's only going to get a lot more intense, and it's really exciting. Excuse me, because it's just going to like be the storm, you know, the storm.
When you get a moment, Trixie, you can just pick it.
The room is getting smaller.
As they start the 20-day shoot, they have a 15-page script with 93 scenes outlined. All the dialogue will be improvised. The 5-person crew includes 2 professionals and 3 film students.
But Stan, you know. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Sorry I'm late.
Sure, no problem. Let's go. But like if we were in Spain, these would be like pinks and blues and
Different
purples
colors.
and reds and yeah.
What was your favorite part of the first day?
This was the very first show.
Really? Why?
It was fun. I felt like, I don't know, it was nice to start with like meeting Stan, and that's like the beginning of our day was the beginning of like the crew day, and so it just felt good and natural. And
I think once we got over like the first hurdle of meeting each other at the RPO. Is that what she said too?
No, exactly.
Oh, because that was murder. I felt like I was falling apart, that I was ruining the production at that point. I was like, oh God, Adam, just get over yourself. And then after that, it was fine.
Got to see the Shrine Circus parading through town.
How do you become a Shriner? He said, that's the question that'll get you to be a Shriner.
And their hats and the fact that they can do whatever they want when they're wearing.
Hey, I'm coming back on my day off with the camera.
Got a nice tan.
And then you cop it and then pull the top off.
Do I pull the top off?
If possible, yeah.
Okay, if I can.
I'll
do it as far as I can.
Yeah.
There he is with the spoon. Okay, he's going for it. Is it going to be a clean break? The egg cracking is about to begin.
But you just kind of, you kind of smile at him, but then when he puts it down, you realize he wants to talk.
Yeah,
so
I think that's good.
Stop and he turns off.
Take it out.
Adam sees her appear in her bedroom. He's going to exit left, and maybe we'll be able to pick her up right again.
Okay, let's try that. So that's right at her eyes. You put it right at her eyes.
When he gets there, it was to me, so Adam's mark is there. And action!
Got something for you.
what's this?
It's my novel.
Your novel?
Mm-hmm.
How come you never told me about it?
Well, I haven't told anybody about it. You're the first person I've even showed it to.
Hi, it's Tuesday the 22nd, and we've passed the halfway mark of shooting. I'm really enjoying this moment in time. You know, Stan and Ross have moved in and they're kind of settled, and I think like the more time Adam and Maya spend together has like helped, you know, the feelings of Stan and Ross, because it's more real, you know, like I really like Adam, and it's easy to be supportive and be his best friend in this film because of that, you know.
Thanks, Stanley. Like that? I don't really know how my performance is going, other than, like, right now I'm sort of feeling like that Roz and Stan are actually kind of like they're becoming real to me, or as far as like our relationship goes, like sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down. Sometimes I'm really annoyed with Roz, and sometimes like I find her fascinating, and sometimes I find, you know, that, you know, I just want to give her a hug, or other times I find like I just can't even like look at her. I'm just like really annoyed with her. It's weird. So she actually should ask me about my girlfriend, right?
No, I was teasing.
We had a bit of a rocky moment the first time we tried the outdoor conservatory scene. You know, we got something on tape that we could cut together and we would have a scene, but we all knew it was not the scene that existed in rehearsals and the scene that we knew they were capable of pulling off, but for a variety of reasons, it didn't happen the first time we tried it. It was kind of cold that day, so the actors were physically shivering in between takes. And it was the first really extensive dialogue scene we had in the film. So, I think the nerves kind of got the better of them at that point. And, it caused me real concern that maybe we had hit something that we wouldn't be able to get around, that Adam and Maya, they're not trained actors, that they just wouldn't be able to sort of deliver when they had 6 people watching them in a big camera. It was a much different circumstance than when it was just me and the mini DV camera.
It's natural. It's not like LSD where it's kind of like a synthetic high. Like it's not like.
But the couple days after that, when we did the scene in Western Pizza, I think we all saw the potential of what we're doing here. Adam and Maya did some really, really nice work there, and Patrick did some, just incredible stuff with the camera. He was just creating all these new looks as we just did, these long takes. I think the longest one lasted 15 or 16 minutes of just Roz and Stan talking, and Patrick was kind of reframing all along. It made me feel really optimistic again about what we were doing, and I think Patrick kind of really saw what the potential was in the way we were going about things. And I think me and Adam came away from the scene feeling really confident.
Like
okay.
Kind of like that, with your hand or with something. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to doing the more difficult emotional scenes, I guess, and seeing where the film goes too. Because at this point, I don't really know where it is. I think that though, Roz and Stan may not end up together.
But yet, there's still so much that Stan and Ross are going to be doing that is kind of exciting as they invest more and more into their friendship. There's more and more at stake with it, when conflict arises and just really having fun,
Shooting scene 78 left the actors emotionally exhausted and physically bruised.
No, it doesn't fucking matter! It could have been anybody, okay? It doesn't matter to me,
Fine.
okay?
Look, just calm the fuck down, okay?
No! Stan, don't go, okay? Don't go. Fuck you, Stan. Fuck
you. No, fuck you, Roz.
Fuck you!
Why don't you get the fuck out then?
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Fuck you, Roz. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you!
I just want to understand why the fuck you would go with this Nick dick instead of actually fuck. Oh, I said Nick dick.
That could be good and angry.
Okay. Fuck. Can we just I just need just a couple. Just give us about 30 seconds just to get where we need to be. Yeah. I guess this is before.
Sure it is.
After.
Oh, that will look good. I think it's going to look snazzy.
I trust you. I trust you.
Right. Make sure you have to model it when you come out so that we have, a good cut here.
I feel like an obscure object of desire.
Well, I don't think he ever. No. He came in.
But you guys are stacked up there.
Morning.
Last day.
Last day.
What should I wear for the offensive?
How about something white?
Are you wearing the, I keep saying halter?
No.
Tank tops?
Yeah, you turn themselves.
Oh, you are? Thank you.
But you can't really use
It's
that.
difficult to hide wireless radio mics on people who are wearing miniskirts and there's nowhere to put them.
After 500 camera setups, 70 tapes, and 35 hours of footage, the final shot.
Okay. Of biblical proportions.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's usually how the apocalypse works.
Do you believe in the 4 horsemen?
Of the apocalypse?
Yeah.
And today we're just going to clean up the rest of the space, Stan and Roz's place, and pack up. And it feels kind of odd packing up because it really felt kind of like a home for the last 6 weeks. So it's a bit bittersweet to leave it behind, and there's a lot of work to do in terms of cleaning it up. The shoot went really well. It went, you know, as well as I thought it could, but things almost never go as well as you think they could. So this is a really unique experience for me in film. You know, we'll see once we start editing how this story actually holds together. But, you know, we're shooting this crucial scene, the apology scene, where Stan comes back after being away for a few days after their argument. And, you know, I really had no idea where that scene should go. You know, when we shot the scene, I just let Adam and Maya kind of play it out and see where it was going to go. We didn't talk about a goal or a destination for the scene. We just wanted to see what would happen. You know, the way Maya played it, I guess I hadn't anticipated that Roz would kind of, you know, kind of build a fence around herself and not let Stan kind of really get back in there. And it kind of surprised me when she did it, but it really felt so real, and that it just seemed like, okay, that is the way it's going to end, that Roz withdraws. You know, they'll still be friends, they'll still have this attachment, but at some point she just withdrew. Hey, thought you were in Swift.
I know. I just came by to see if I left anything. I did a sweep yesterday, but I just wanted to make sure that I got everything packed up.
Did you take the pictures down?
I did, yeah.
Oh, great, thanks.
Okay?
Yeah, that's great, thanks. Saved me some time.
I marked them up.
Do you want to...
Kind of cleaned up a little bit. Ryan was here yesterday, too.
How it will work out in the end, or how it will all come together, I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, just how the characters relate on screen and how that relates to an audience even too. I think that's what's really fascinating to me right now. Now that the process has pretty much come to an end, or at least the production process has pretty much come to an end. Yeah, that's about all.
Do you want to go over there?
What's that?
Do you want to go over there?
And yeah, Adam and Maya, I think, just did amazing work on this film. They both really took chances, really pushed themselves into difficult territory. They're together, they're both great, and individually, they're both great. And you know, I think Stan and Roz are going to be some really sympathetic, interesting characters.
What's that? You want to race? Is that what you said?
No, you know I'm not as fast as you.
I know. Your crappy bike.
Mind you, I don't mind cycling by myself.
Roz, you're a hopeless romantic. You know you are.
Okay, just stay with me, kid. It's so deserted. Who the hell is everyone?
This is a really nice place to bike, though.
We have the whole road.
Or maybe it's just because of the lighting right now, because it's like magic out.
Yeah, it seems that way. Oh, really?